All right.
Good morning, everyone. Wherever you are, in Italy or in France or in Spain.
Or the rest of the world.
The rest of
Maybe
the
you're
world,
in China. Who
yeah.
knows?
Yeah,
Maybe maybe we have some Australians following us. What's
Maybe,
funny
yeah.
is some of our other teachers, we have their friends from like Ireland. I'm not naming any names, okay? But they definitely have their friends join in on the chat. So if you're our Irish friends, come on in.
Hi, Fabrizio. Thanks for joining. Jessica.
Welcome back. Oh,
Hi,
Jessica,
guys.
nice.
Excellent. We've got a
Excellent.
few people watching. Eduardo.
Wow.
Excellent. Guys,
I'm pretty sure you guys were all in my last 1 to 3, or maybe Daniela's 10 to 13, but nobody of you said hi. So way to say hi now.
Guys, tell us where you're from, so we know. Yeah. It's always great to see sort of how far everyone is watching from. So we should introduce ourselves because maybe you don't attend the same school that we teach at. So I'm Danielle, and I'm Australian, and I teach in Milan at Meravigli, which is one of the 3 schools that MyS has in Milan. And yeah, I've been living in Italy for just over 18 months. So yeah, not as long as my colleague who's with us today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
The guy under Danielle. I am Shawn. I come from a very small island near Niagara Falls in New York. I've been teaching in Meravigli with Danielle for almost 4 years now. And I've been living in Milan for about 4 years as well. And yeah, I mean, come on. There are 3 other schools in Milan, but whenever Meravigli, you hear Meravigli, you just think of, wow.
Excellent, guys. So we've got people from all over the place. Very good. Near Turin, Milan, Bologna, Veneto. Excellent. So guys, let's make this as interactive as possible. All right.
Ooh, yeah.
So there's obviously lots of activities and questions in today's focus. So make sure you write to us your answers, and also let us know any questions you have so we can help answer them. All right.
And so today we're talking about Big Brother, like the television show, correct?
Yeah, we're talking about the television show. That's exactly it. That's all we're going to talk about. Not quite. We can talk about the television show if you guys want to. Let us know.
It's kind of a part of it.
Yeah, it is. I guess it's called Big Brother for a reason, right? Yeah. So the idea of, here we go, spying on people or watching people. This word here, surveillance, which is related. And then in terms of grammar, we look at passives. So it's a good mix of vocab and grammar today, which is why we chose it. So let's look at this first slide. We've got loads of people watching. Hi, Andrea, Stefano, TT, excellent. Sarah, hi Sarah, you were with us last night. Fantastic, great to have you here. Shawn, do you want to read our introduction?
Yeah. So Big Brother is watching. Dun, dun, dun. So discuss the questions with the partner. Okay, what is surveillance and what types are there? How much do you value your privacy? And do you ever worry that your communications are being monitored? Okay. So today, a quick little thing to talk about coronavirus and the situation in Italy. There was a big problem because at the beginning, in order to track the movement of the virus, some of the telephone companies like Vodafone or Trey Wind, they gave their information to the government for our cell phone usage. Do you think that is correct, Danielle? Do you think it's a correct
Well,
practice?
that is a very big question. I don't know if I can say if it's correct or not, but my opinion as to um, sort of government surveillance and the extent to which it's okay or not okay, um, I think it depends on the degree of surveillance, so how much of it happens and how it's used. So if it's being, yes, it is an invasion of privacy, but if it's a very minimal invasion of privacy for the greater good, for the security of the country, for our personal security, or in this situation to stop the spread of something like coronavirus, then personally, I'm okay with that. Also because I feel I have nothing to hide. But on I don't think I do. So on a personal level, I'm okay with it. But I understand that on a philosophical level, is that okay? That's a different question. I don't know if I can answer that.
I'm pretty like neutral about it. I understand the fact is that in the world today, we give our information freely and liberally anyways. So for us to be worried about
Shawn, I don't know if you've gone or
we are aware of how much information we really give anyways. We already give all of our information. So I kind of take your side of I have nothing to hide anyways.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel. Christina's raised the point, yes, a Big Brother. Yeah, it comes from Orwell, exactly. That's where it comes from. Okay, so guys, let us know your answer to any of these questions, or to Shawn's broader question about, what happened in Italy. Do you think that's okay or not?
Because even in Milan, for example, they were using drones, like we see in this picture here, to monitor the movement of people. And a lot of people, I remember when we started to do more My Smart lessons, that some of our individuals were like, I find it strange, how can they use a drone to monitor the movement? But at the same time, like I think about the situation we are in, and what I notice, and for me, maybe I put too much pressure on it. But for example, living in Milan, and I don't know for you guys, I find that there is a lot of movement of people, especially in this time. Even though that we're on lockdown, there is definitely a lot of people always moving around. And I think it's important to kind of be a little bit more strict in this time for the safety of everybody.
Yeah. Christina, yeah, I agree with you, basically. I think privacy and security should be balanced. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, Emma, surveillance is when someone spy on you. Yeah. So, but when we use it in the third person, we say spies. Actually, no, I spy. Yeah, spies. Okay, so it's like this. I had to make that. I don't know if you can hear someone in the background for me.
They're spying on you.
Maybe. Okay.
And Stefano, you bring up a good point. I don't, and if we use don't, that's already conjugated. So it's going to be I don't watch Big Brother, and I'm not interested. Okay. Because interest is an adjective and you're describing yourself. So I am not interested. And here maybe, Emma, instead of discover is kind of like discovering new territory, discovering new ideas. We might just use find for criminals.
Yeah, you find someone rather than discover them. Yeah. Okay. Eduardo's got a good point. The situation is really strange. Something will change in the future. Yeah, I agree. I guess it's sort of an extreme situation at the moment. So in terms of any increased surveillance, I think, yeah, I would agree with. I also think it's interesting that like you said, Shawn, the use of drones to monitor people's movements. So some people have a problem with that. But when we drive, every day on the streets, there are cameras that monitor how much traffic goes through. Is that a problem? I think sometimes when there's a drone involved, people become a bit sensitive and overreact a little. That's my opinion.
Yeah. But I think we can even think about maybe 10 or 15 years ago when they first put cameras on the road. People probably made a problem about it. They were probably sensitive. And that's what happens in our time is the time of being sensitive and aware and then just not thinking about it anymore. Because one day probably we won't think about all the drones in the sky. They will just be there. So it's like losing the sensibility of maybe this is serious, maybe this isn't.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Sarah is working off of your idea, Danielle, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. Okay, guys, well done. Nice introductory chat.
Wow. You guys really are intense about surveillance.
Yeah, this is good. It's a good, relevant topic, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Here we've got some interesting words related to surveillance. But let's
My favorite word, Danielle, if I can say, my favorite word is espionage. I try to fit that word into everything I do.
I'm not sure I've ever said the word espionage.
Really?
Maybe a handful of times.
Think about it. Where's my phone? It must be espionage because your phone is missing.
Okay.
Fine.
Eduardo, yeah, you've got a good... Yeah, I agree. It's always been happening. Mm-hmm. What else have we got? Christina?
But only now, exactly. Only when there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Drone is a good idea when it's used by professionals. Instead, instead isn't when it's used by someone. So instead of being used.
Yeah, maybe because instead of when it's used by an individual. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well done. So Christina, just one thing, it would say professionals, yeah? Not professionist. What else have we got? TT. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it jumped to that.
Yeah. So for me, privacy is very important, but I think that everybody is singular in English. Everyone is monitored when we use and when we also don't use our smartphones. Yeah, I agree as well. It's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Emma's starting to answer the questions, matching these words with their definitions. Okay. So we've got espionage is using spies to gain information. Let's see what other people have. Keep sending in your responses, guys. But yeah, that is it. Okay. Espionage. So espionage is like the concept, okay? The field. Exactly. Whereas a spy is the person. Yeah. Oh, I think I just told you one.
No, they didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. What?
What about monitor? Guys, what does monitor mean? Also, we
monitor.
Yeah, so monitor can be a noun or a verb, but here it's a verb. Also, what does this mean? To gathering intelligence.
Ooh.
Yeah.
To gather intelligence. Well, actually, what's nice is, for example, we can use gather to help us think about other situations. Like, for example, when we get together, Danielle, when all of us, a group of people, we get together, we have a gathering. Okay. So if we look at gathering, that is going to be like a grouping of something. Okay. So whenever we gather intelligence, we group a lot of information together.
Yeah. So intelligence in this concept, in this example, this context means information, important information, or sensitive information. Well done, guys. You've got monitor to observe and track progress. This is a great
what you
word.
guys are doing now.
Yeah.
Eavesdrop is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. And what you guys are doing now is you guys are gathering intelligence from Danielle and Shawn because you're taking all of our intelligence.
Yeah, it's a type of gathering of intelligence.
Yeah.
So this word here, how would you say this word, Shawn? Maybe we say it differently.
Eavesdrop.
So I don't say the V.
Really?
Say eavesdrop. I don't know if maybe it's an American versus Australian British thing, but
I feel like it's the time and the place. Because, for example, if you're speaking really fast, you'll say, he's eavesdropping on me. And I don't say the V either. But, for example, don't eavesdrop. It's a way that sometimes I forget the S as well, or the V. I forget the V. Eavesdropping.
That's interesting. Anyway, guys, do you know what it means? It's a hard one. You've got a few further down. Shawn's eavesdropping now. Well, he was eavesdropping. Yeah. So you're right, to monitor a bug. Yep. A device that allows you to listen to someone's conversation. Very good, TT. GPS. Well done, Stefano. Yep. A system that tracks location. I can't remember.
So for example, go ahead, Danielle.
I was going to say, so GPS is obviously an acronym. It must be Global Positioning System or something like that.
I agree 100%.
Global Positioning System, yeah. Google tells me.
Or it's great places for starters. I don't know.
I like your example better than the original one. Well done. Someone got eavesdrop. Excellent. To secretly listen to someone's conversation. If you eavesdrop on someone, you sort of listen in when you shouldn't be.
Like, for example, if you guys have siblings, when you have siblings, oftentimes you eavesdrop on their conversations. Your older brother or your older sister, okay, or your mom and dad, you often eavesdrop.
Yeah. What about a wiretap? This is something you see on sort of crime TV shows.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. It's got nothing.
I know there's.
Go, Shawn.
Ladies first. Ladies first, Danielle.
Wiretap, it doesn't. I was going to say wire is relevant. Tap doesn't describe it. But wire, maybe that's helpful somehow. Maybe.
But at the same time, if we look at tap, you can, for example, tap into information.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So if you guys can connect a wire and tapping into information, okay?
Yeah. Well done. Someone got it, TT.
TT's on fire.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. Do you know what? So wiretap and bug are sort of similar. That's interesting. So bug is this one here. So I think of a wiretap as something that a person wears. Right? A person wears a wiretap to listen to someone else's conversation. Right? So often like an undercover police officer will wear a wiretap So when they're talking with the criminals, the cops in the headquarters can hear what's happening.
Mhm.
Whereas a bug is more something you plant on someone, okay, or
Yeah.
in a room. But they're very similar. But a wiretap generally
Like
is
this
something you
paper
wear.
towel has a bug in it. Okay.
Yeah.
The teddy bear, the classic teddy bear example of the camera in the eye is a bug.
Yeah. Jessica's got a good question. So bug can be a verb and a noun. Yeah. So as a noun, obviously a bug is like an insect, or it's a bug in this sense. And that's why it's called a bug, because it looks like a little insect. I guess the idea is it was, I think now they're so small you can't see them, but in the past they looked like a little insect. But you can use, so bug as a verb means to annoy. Yeah.
Mhm.
She really bugs me. She really annoys me. But in this context, you wouldn't use bug as a, but you know what? That's interesting. I think it's
You could use it as a verb, like we're bugging the room.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it definitely, for example, for you, Jessica, it deals with context. You know, like I can say, oh, Jessica, stop bugging me. Okay. Or I can say, is the room bugged?
Yeah. Okay. So a spy, I think you guys know that. That's obviously the person.
Like
Person.
007.
Yeah.
Best spy in the world.
Is it? Have you heard how the next 007 is going to be a black woman?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What? That's
Yeah.
going to be amazing.
Yeah. They've spoken about it for a long time, making it a woman. And apparently it's, I think it's amazing. It's like every minority figure. Yeah, it's cool. I'm going to watch it now. I never used to want to watch it, but now I'll watch it.
Yeah. Oh, of course. We're representing.
Yeah. So the last one, a GPS, like we said, system that tracks location. Yeah. So in your car.
Hold on, Danielle. Back to 007, because this is important news. All right. Yeah. Is her name still going to be James?
No, I don't think so. I think the idea is James is retiring. There's a new 007.
It might be Jamie.
Yeah, maybe Jamie.
Jamie Bond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Bond. Jamie Bond.
It has the same ring to it, I think.
I think.
All right. So, all right, guys, we've got a good old gap fill. We've got the words, some of the words from the previous slide, and also information, which you already know, obviously. This is interesting, a covert history. Covert means like secretive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not very, you wouldn't use it when you're speaking. It's very descriptive. It's used in sort of novels and articles when you write something. It's not something you'd use in everyday language.
Covert can also be like, in a way, today we have a lot of TV shows about undercover. Yeah. So like undercover boss, so covert's like to undercover something. So it's when everything is secretive. So like right now, guys, we're having a covert meeting, okay? Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, I'll let you read through. Let us know as you're reading if you've got any questions about the words, the other words in the text. All right, I think you might be okay. I think you probably know all of those words in there, but let us know if not.
So it might be Lashana Lynch, could be the new 007.
Pardon?
Lashana Lynch. You want me to share the actress?
Okay. Oh, Oh, sorry. Have you looked at it? Have you? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm blown away. I'm blown away by this news.
I'm glad you've learned something.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, well done. You've got the first one. Also called espionage, spying and surveillance. Yeah. Are as old as civilization itself. Most often, surveillance occurred as a means to gather and collect. Someone's got it, TT. Yeah, information. Or intelligence, you could say in this context.
And to
keep going, guys.
And to monitor.
Yeah, very good. You monitor, you watch the actions of other people. Talking about spy movies and things like that. So basically, one of my favorite TV shows is Homeland. I don't know if you've watched it.
I've never seen Homeland.
It's amazing. No. It is amazing. So I don't know if you guys know about it. Claire Danes is the lead character, and she works for the CIA, and she's the most gifted analyst and spy in the CIA. But she's bipolar. So she has, so she's really unbalanced as a person, but she basically saves the world, or she's, saves the US throughout the series. And it's set in different countries every season. So sometimes she's in the US. At the moment, she's in Afghanistan. For a while, she was in Pakistan. It's all over the place, but it's really well done. It's really, really clever.
Wow.
I highly recommend it.
Can you find it? Is it on Netflix?
Yes, it's on. Yeah, it is on Netflix, or it's on Sky. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's on Netflix or Prime. But I think it's really interesting. It's my favorite show.
Cool. You're just giving me so much information. I got Lashana Lynch. I got Homeland. I got my quarantine program set for the next couple days. Okay. So we got spy. Yeah. That's very good. But who stole information, or remember, listen in on conversations.
Yeah. How do we say that? What's another way to say listen in? It also has to be the past as well. So yeah, sometimes these have to be conjugated, these words. So we've got stole. So this word here is a verb and it needs to be made into the past tense. Yeah, Jessica, well done. Yep, Sarah. But we need to make it the past. So it's dropped. Okay, eavesdropped on conversations.
So we see that even eavesdropping is even something that kind of works as a phrasal verb. It's always usually eavesdropping on you, eavesdropping on us. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So as technology developed, surveillance techniques changed to include things like.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, this is another one. So the verb needs to be changed. Okay.
See, look, I told you there was a bug on it.
Yeah, I think, Jessica, I think GPS is the last one. So you often use GPS technology. That's often, you see that together. So it's because the rest of the phrase is people's phones. I think you could use either of them.
So specifically with phones, like traditional phones, guys. I don't know if you remember, but traditional phones had this thing. Hey, there it is, Jesse. Jesse's got it.
Yeah. So wiretapping. So this one here, remember it would have to be an ing.
Mhm.
Right. So what's the other one? Yeah, GPS technology, which means the last one, I think you guys know, bugging. Yep, so you bug a computer.
Mhm.
It's interesting. I never really thought about bugging as a verb, but yes, of course it is. I learned something too. It's not the type of thing I talk about very often, is bugging someone's computer.
Yeah, usually we talk about bugging each other. That's
Yeah,
what we
like
bug
annoying
the
each
most.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well done, guys. Excellent. Very good. Okay. This is a very famous situation about surveillance.
Classic.
Yeah. Yeah, this was crazy when this happened. Okay, obviously Edward Snowden. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, but I thought this was really good as well. Snowden, the movie. Shawn, sorry, go.
I haven't seen it. No, I was gonna ask, do you remember when this happened? Was this in like 2011?
I can't remember. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably around then. It was quite a while ago.
2013,
Okay.
I think.
So guys, I'll read one paragraph and Shawn can read the rest, so you can get the pronunciation. So,
Look at that. No, I'll read the rest. I like that though, Danielle. Look, guys, I'll read the first paragraph and then Shawn will take the rest.
Okay, so Edward Snowden, a 29-year-old former CIA employee, revealed himself as the source of a series of leaks on the NSA and cyber surveillance. He hopes that by making this information public, the NSA will be forced to change its policies. I'll read the second
one. The U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, has been empowered by a secret order directing Verizon Communications. Okay, so Verizon Communications is like our Vodafone or TIM or something like that, a mobile phone provider with 98.9 million customers, to turn over its records. Under the order, only specific information is being collected by the NSA. The internal NSA documents also claim the top secret program PRISM gives the US government access to a vast quantity of emails, chat logs, and other data directly from the servers of 9 internet companies. These include Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Yahoo, AOL, and Apple. These companies have denied knowledge that their servers are being monitored.
So there's some interesting words in here, some interesting vocabulary. If you want to ask us what any of the words mean, let us know. Eduardo agrees with me. The film is great. Yeah, Snowden is a great film.
I was just about to bring that up. I'm like, look, Danielle,
someone
you guys
agrees
are film buffs.
So maybe some of the interesting words, maybe a leak. Yeah, do you guys know what a leak means? So it can mean different things. It's a noun. It can be a noun or a verb. So the most common use is when you think about a tap and it's dripping, or maybe a pipe under the tap that is dripping. That's a leak. All right, there's water leaking out. But in this context, it means if there is a leak, that means someone is letting secret information out into the public or telling someone else, right? So sometimes there's a leak in the government, and that means there's someone in the government who's telling a newspaper private information or secret information within the government, and the newspaper publishes it. Okay. So Jessica, is a leak the opposite of strength? No, it's not weakness is the opposite of strength. It's the idea of something escaping, right? Information escaping. Yeah. So yeah, when someone tells, so for example, before when there was rumors of the lockdown happening in Italy, so months ago, there was a leak from inside the government, and some newspapers started publishing stories on the internet and said tomorrow there's going to be a national lockdown. So there was a leak of information.
Mm-hmm. Even like with the decrees, like what things are going to be closed. I remember whenever even Conte came on and he was saying, what you guys heard, remember, I didn't sign anything yet. So somebody in the government leaked the information about what would be on the decree, even though it wasn't signed yet. Okay, so
yeah, so Stefano, yeah, it's like escape. Okay.
Ooh, I like Sada. Is it like a spoiler?
Yeah, a spoiler is, yeah, a little bit. I guess we think of a spoiler. That's a great word. Well done. That's quite difficult. Yeah. Spoiler is some information that ruins the end of a book or a movie. All right. Yeah. It tells you the end in advance. So this is a little bit different.
A leak can ruin the lives of people.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it can be a noun, it can be the noun, so the event, or the verb. Okay, a person leaks information. What else have we got? There are some. What about vast? It's down here.
Vast.
Yeah. Does anyone know what that means? Good. So it's before quantity. It's an adjective.
Mm-hmm.
It just means a very large amount. Very, very large amount. Yeah.
It makes me think of, this also makes me think of the presidential election. Very good, Andrea. The presidential election of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, when the whole thing was about the emails that were exposed for Hillary.
Yeah.
So that's also like a leak as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like private information becoming public.
Yeah. Very good, guys.
Don't know if there's any other words. I think the rest of them you might be okay with. So, you know, an order is like a decree. Yeah, the order, a decree from the government. Okay, let us know if any other questions. Otherwise, we'll go on. We can come back if you guys have any more questions. Okay, so here we've got the same text. There's lots of passives in here, all right? Mm-hmm. So remember your passives. It's when the object and the subject sort of switch, all right? So the subject comes first. And the structure, as I'm sure some of you guys have realized, especially maybe the ones in 9 and 10, the structure is actually pretty similar to an Italian. All right, it's not the concept is, and the concept is the same to an Italian. So here we go. Sarah's got a good question. Turnover. Yeah, very good. Where is it? Where is turnover?
Turnover is near customers, 98.9 million customers to turnover its call records.
Very good. So yeah, turnover is a phrasal verb. And it's another way of saying like submit. Okay, or give. Really, it means give. That's its basic sense.
Would we say, for example, give in or turn over? Is it more kind of like a forced submission?
Yeah, it's usually if you have to turn over something, it's something you usually don't want to give. Okay, so you're forced to do it. You must turn over or hand over. You could say hand over. Yeah.
Very good. We got some good ones. Titi puts in will be forced. Emma has been empowered. Yep. Andrea are being monitored at the end. Okay. Is being collected.
Yep, is being collected.
Very good. And Emma actually puts a good definition for turnover is like to give access to. So it's kind of opening. So it is that, but it's more so remember that it's more of a forced thing. Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Very
Well done,
good.
guys. Yeah, you're very good on your passives. Excellent.
You passive fools, you.
So here we've got some, I think, okay. Here we've got 6 sentences.
I'm always afraid to click that last
Yeah,
one, Danielle. I
I
know what you were thinking.
It's terrifying for us. So here we've got some active sentences. Okay, you need to turn them into the passive. All right. So,
And remember, the most important thing is thinking about subject and object, and is it singular or plural? Because it might change the conjugation.
all right. So, guys, maybe if you just choose a couple, and if you turn them into the passive for us. Right. And so remember, as a bit of a revision, we can keep talking while you're writing. We use the passive when the subject, the thing that does the action, is either not known or it's not important. Okay. So quite often in the news, for example, the passive is used because whoever did the action isn't important. The result is important. So the passive is used. Got some answers coming in. Yeah, excellent. Our calls are being monitored by the NSA. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. When you put it like that, it seems so creepy. It's like we're being monitored. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, excellent. A lot of you guys have got that one. What about the next one? They will bug all of our computers and phones. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very good,
Yeah.
Jessica.
Yep. Someone is following me. I think someone is spying on me. Whoa, that gives me chills up my back.
The chills. Yeah.
Okay, Andrea, nearly. I think I'm spied by someone.
So let's follow the tense. It seems like the tense is going to be a present continuous.
Yeah.
So I think I'm being spied by someone.
Or being spied on. Yeah. I'm being followed.
I'm being followed. I think I'm being. I feel like it's a song. You know.
I'm sure
Some
you
of them
could
from
turn
the
it into a song,
1980s.
John. Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
from the 1980s. Yeah. I'm being followed.
Like something like Grace Jones or something like that. That's what it sounds like.
I'm working on it. I've been listening to Grace Jones a lot lately, so
I love Grace Jones. His location is excellent. Perfect. Well done, Jessica. Next one. This is a bit tricky because you've got a preposition at the end.
I think they can do it. I
think so as well. I think you guys are all really strong.
I think, for example, whenever the sentences get a little bit longer too, it's more important the organization of each part. Okay? Because that's what makes it an effective passive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well done, Andrea. Yeah. There's just one. So you've got on. Okay. So after eavesdrop, you've got on. So you still need to have that preposition. But otherwise, your sentence is perfect. Okay. Emma, same thing. So you need to have the little preposition after eavesdropped. Okay. Our phone calls will be eavesdropped on. It looks a bit clunky, but you do need it. The last one. Is it a modal? No, it's not a modal. No, it's not a modal.
Modal. I think because, for example, sometimes when we teach modals, we use will for possibility for future possibility. It can be considered modal passive, but really it's a future passive. So will be eavesdropped on. But they have the same structure.
Yeah.
Should be, will be. Okay.
Yeah. Well done. Last one, Jessica. Excellent. Yeah, you're right. I think our phone line has been wiretapped. Very good. Andrea, don't apologize. You asked a good question. That's what we're here for. We like having good questions
Phrasal
asked.
verb. Yes. Eavesdrop on should be a phrase. It is kind of like a phrasal verb.
Yeah, exactly. They always have to go together. So Emma, you don't need on after wiretap. So look at the original, it's just wiretapped, so it's direct. All right. So here, it's just wiretapped. But because this, like Shawn said, and Andrea brought up, is like a phrasal verb, so you need both of them together. Okay. Very good. Well, guys, we've only got a few minutes left.
Ooh. Oh, this is the Sting song. I'll be watching you. Boom, boom, boom,
Oh,
boom.
yeah, of course. Shawn, do you just want to sing for the last few minutes?
I could, if you guys are willing. I mean, we can do a whole surveillance song of everything we've learned, guys. Okay. But I'm going to need your help. You're going to have to sing along at home.
Yeah, I'm not going to sing because I don't think you'll want to listen to me sing.
Come on, Danielle. I would love it.
I can
jumping on me.
Maybe I can like have some maracas or something and just shake the maracas. I don't know.
Cool. My favorite was the little clam shells. What were those called?
I know what you mean. I can't remember. I think they might be called maracas as well. But I think of shaking
the
maracas.
Clamas? I think they're like the clama. I don't know. I feel like they're the clamas.
I think you made that
But
up.
anyways, 7 years old, music class, Shawn has those clams. And I am just rocking out.
Okay, guys. So we've only got a few minutes left, so we probably don't really have time to do this. Maybe if you wanted to try this quickly. So pretend you're an Interpol spy. Okay, Interpol, the big international association of spies.
I joined last week.
So Interpol has my ass under surveillance and thinks it's a front for a criminal agency. This is interesting. What does this mean? A front. So in this context, it means a disguise. All right. If it's a disguise for something. So when you hear about like money laundering, right? You hear about money laundering operations. They have a business that is a front for a legal business. And that's how they get their money. Right? So maybe the cafe isn't really a cafe. It's doing something else. The cafe is a front.
It's really a toy production company. No.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so Peter is going to his car. So Peter is going to his car. That's active. Okay, so that's what's happening. It's hard to, you can't really turn that into a passive because it needs an object. So to make a phrase passive, you need a subject and an object. So in this example on the slide, we've got Peter is teaching a difficult lesson. So that would be a difficult lesson is being taught by Peter. Okay. But like Shawn said, you need to keep the tense. So teaching becomes being taught.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, we're out of time. So thanks so much for sending us all your comments and questions. You were awesome. You were really, really good.
Yeah, great job. Great conversation today, guys. It was awesome.
Yeah. So we'll have to leave it there. But yeah, thanks very much and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll see you next time.
You too. Okay. Everyone have a great day.
Yeah.
Danielle, you too. Have a great day.
You too, Shawn. Okay.
Have a
See
good
you guys.
weekend.